Welcome to Psychological Upgrade featuring Kitoto Sunshine Love and Dr. Sarah Larsen, coming to you from UBN Go Studios in Burbank, California, with over 10 million downloads and counting. We create programs designed to entertain, fascinate, and empower you.
Welcome, dear sacred miracle makers. We're so humbled and honored that your path has led you here. Thank you for joining us for Season 4 of Miracle Makers. We are filming and recording this for you to fulfill your purpose. Miracle Makers, go the path less traveled. Listen to your soul's calling. We believe your greatness embraces the path of your inner miracle-making frequency. Your miracle-making frequency is your inner guardian, your protector, warrior, and primal source of instinct, intuition, and insight. You are the fire within you that voyages courageously into the unknown, fights for freedom, and respects your true self. For this reason, you, Miracle Maker, are the ideal symbol of the loving, powerful, liberated human soul. It is this empowered force of nature, your nature within you, that we strive to help you embody and rediscover within yourself. Indeed, your inner miracle maker is the guardian of your soul. You, Miracle Maker, are connected to the cosmos, the great mystery, the Christed consciousness, the Buddha nature, the Kuan Yin healer, the sacred geometry. You are the wave and the particle. When it comes to your psychological upgrade with Kitoto Sunshine Love and me, Dr. Sarah Larsen, our goal is to provide a ground and balanced perspective, tools, spirituality that doesn't bypass the raw, the real, the messy aspects of spiritual and psychological development. We are deeply committed to help you explore and expose both the light and the shadow side of your human nature and spirituality. Like the spirit of Philo, brotherly and sisterly love, we do not back away from the shadows. With all conditions love, agape love, activated within us, we embrace and shred shadows apart until the light comes through. We strive towards integration, balance, wholeness, embracing both the sacred and the mysterious aspects of being human. Our mission statement, our core mission, is to empower you to find your path back to your soul by guiding you toward clarity, self-acceptance, and a deeper sense of meaning and purpose on the spiritual awakening journey. We value raw, real, and down-to-earth approach to your inner transformation.
Our principles here are the core principles that guide our lives and this show. Radical inclusion. There is room at our table for everyone. Walk your own path. Know thyself. Be self-growing. Be passionate and sincere. Fiercely seek and speak truth. Know and accept yourself. Find balance. Listen with your soul. Leave the past behind you. Shed the old skin. Be here now. Do not worry about the future. Create yourself, and the future will take care of itself through your psychological upgrade.
Kitoto Sunshine Love is certified in advanced biblical counseling and reiki. She is a children's author, singer, songwriter, and CEO of 4 companies. Her ministry is raising vibrations and spreading joy. She is a Southern California resident, living as an ascending master. Sarah Larsen, MD, is a medical intuitive who received a degree as a medical doctor from the Medical University of the Americas and is a ordained interfaith minister from All Paths Divinity School. She founded the online community Miracle Makers Academy with a mission and vision to make the world work for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time through spontaneous cooperation without ecology offense or the disadvantage of anyone, as originally said by R. Buckminster Fuller.
I mentor
Hi, how are you? Welcome to Psychological Upgrade Miracle Makers Season 4. I'm Kitoto Sunshine Love, and with me is Dr. Sarah Larsen. And today we are going to talk about chakras, tarot. We're talking about astrology and near-death experiences.
Oh my gosh, are we so excited that you're here? We love that you're going to be joining us for what we call Show 4. And so surprisingly and so beautifully, Show 4, we scheduled 2 major big topics: the chakras, astrology, and tarot cards, along with near-death experiences. So this is going to be a 2-part show. Today, Kitoto is going to start with chakras, and then we'll move into tarot cards, and we'll move into, so beautifully, the energy of astrology. And with that, we'll start fully the topic of near-death experiences. What this show offers you today is a connection to understanding how your energy aligns, whether it's with the cosmos or with your chakras or with the cards or anything in front of you. It's all about understanding your energy and how your energy shows you signs outside yourself, and how to read and interpret those signs in order to empower your body to be its best, healthiest, most optimal, producing what you want to produce into the world self. Kitoto, I know chakras were a huge, when you discovered chakras, it solved a lot of problems for you. Do you want to share some of those stories?
I do. I want to share. Thank you. Okay, so about 5 years ago, I developed autonomic dysfunction, and I had neurological migraines, and I had trouble walking and breathing, and I kept thinking there was something wrong with my heart. And I had an awful pain in my chest, and my heart rate wasn't right. I would walk up the stairs, and suddenly I couldn't breathe, but I couldn't walk either. I had to sit down, and I couldn't walk. And I was like, well, that's not normal. And then I would drink water, and I wouldn't be okay all day. But if I didn't drink any water or eat any food, I could make my own bed, I could move around, I could walk, I could do all sorts of things. So we found out it was autonomic dysfunction. And I had a friend of mine working on my chakras for free. And I didn't know what that really was. And I had lost faith because I had gone to so many doctors who didn't know what it was, that they assumed it might be in my mind and that it was some kind of panic attack. And so they weren't really treating it or me the way that was in my highest good. And so I had anger and hurt, and it turned out to be a heart chakra issue. Relatives who had passed on came to visit me and told me to wear green. They told me to go shopping at Target, and they said, and wear green. So they knew that I was going to lose a lot of weight, so they didn't want me shopping anywhere other than Target. But I love Target anyway and shop there anyway. But they didn't want me to have to go to a boutique and then have to bring all the clothes back, or just not be able to wear them and give them away. And I wore green. And the very irony of this is that I used to be a very apostolic at one time Christian. And I was mad at God. I'd had a miscarriage. I was waiting on a husband instead of doing action work. And so when things had transpired, at that point, I was like fed up. I was like, bleep, 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 bleepity, bleep, 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 right? And I didn't want to hear about Christ. But I was really drawn to this color, coral. And I wore it as often as I could. And I found out later it was not only the color of the higher heart chakra, but it was the color of Christ's energy. And it was amazing to me when I discovered Miss Amanda Ellis. So you'll hear me talk about her a lot because she has been such a huge part of my journey. Every video, maybe not every now, because I'm a little bit busier than I was before, but at the time I would stay at home and I couldn't wait for her to make a new video. I couldn't wait for the newest color therapy message, the newest channel from a loving Metatron, a loving Christ, a loving Mother Mary and Commander Ashtar. And I had no idea who these ascended masters were. Loving beings from Sirius, getting you into the Lionsgate portal and telling you gently and softly, it's okay. It's okay. And so I learned about wearing colors from my grandmother who came to visit me. She told me to wear green. And so I wore green and it healed my heart chakra. And I started to fall in love with life again. I really had to believe that my life, whether I had a husband from God or a baby because I had had a miscarriage, or money or friends and family, I had to believe that me was worth it. And that's what happened. I kind of separated from everybody. I moved out to California and I discovered life again through Hay House, which was amazing. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And I started to change the way that I ate. And I realized that too went along with the chakras. So it was kind of happening naturally. I had dyed my hair black and purple when I first was decided to move out here. I was angry and I'm in this goth phase, bring back goth, right? And, black and purple and, these sexy clothes. And, it turned out that Archangel Michael has you cloak yourself in purple light. So I was right there with Archangel Michael, protecting myself, thinking that I'm being rebellious, but I wasn't. And so the chakras that I learned about first came real easy through a program called Mind Movies by Natalie Ledwell. And this is a reason for so much of my success. I was lucky enough to have her on my show, Authentic Hour of the Soul with Kitoto Sunshine Love. And Natalie was so sweet. Thank you so much, Natalie, from the heart. I can't tell you how many times you're in my mind and you help me walk on through my day. I love you and Mary Morrissey so much. You'll never know how much. But I hope someday I'll be able to tell you in person. So, I did the Chakra Flow. And it was really amazing because instead of just focusing on the colors, we focused on the purpose. And the chakra was alive. And she said, if your chakra in its fullest power will say to you, and he says, from now on in the crown chakra, you will never be alone. And it's like, wow, I won't be alone. Like my family came to me from heaven, gave me green heart chakra clothes from Target. and then I get a promise that I'll never be alone. So there's 7 chakras in third dimensional teaching. Okay. We now have the foot chakra in 2012, says Carol Tuttle, that opened up for us, for everybody to get on their life purpose. So it's said that if you have any issues with the feet, that's a foot chakra issue and that you need to be living your life purpose. And so what I learned about first was the first 7. And then I moved on to 12. And that's how I discovered Amanda. Somebody mentioned Lionsgate portal to me. And I was like a little child, and I Googled it immediately. And I was like, oh my God. And I saw this video, came across it by accident. And she said, and I have to use the Christ energy because Christ, blah, 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 blah. And she talked about the Olympics and the I love you this much, cross of Christ. And his energy was just like, I just love you,
I just love you, Kitoto, and your stories. And it's so powerful to talk about the heart chakra, right? The heart chakra balances out all the other chakras. What are chakras? When I love that I came in this lifetime to a grandmother that was like a Louise Hay for the village. She knew about, and she didn't label them that way. And I understood how she taught me how to read energy and communicate with the body when I went to medical school and when I was in Ayurvedic training with an Indian doctor. It was so fantastic in India. Your chakras are pools of energy. And for doctors and scientists that study this, your body is connected through nerves. The endocrine and your nervous system meet up where the chakras meet up. And just like an animal, right? And when there was the tsunamis, none of the animals that were free were lost in tsunamis or lost in natural disasters like earthquakes. They get to a zone that's free away from the quake when they're free in their body. Your body is at the root connected to the earth. And when your heart is balanced, when your heart chakra, when the Heart Math Institute teaches it's a magnet, your heart is a pump, your heart informs and connects you with the rest of your body. When your heart is in joy, when your heart is on purpose, when your heart is in courage, but courageously speaking and sharing its truth, it balances out all the other chakras. It sends out the magnetic force, the magnetic power that's around you to call in. And everything is energy, and everything within you allows you to interpret the energy around you. When you're balanced on the inside, the way that you interpret that energy is balanced and one with nature. When you're balanced on the inside, the first thought to remember, it's not your fault, and that something in your system, something in your body is trying to self-correct. And so I love that you can go to all of the resources that Kitoto Sunshine Love mentioned here, right? So beautiful. There's videos, there's cards, there's communication. Those are external things. And the internal things are to really begin with your mind, with your whole body, listening to your heart, that heart chakra, and truly stepping into, I don't have to solve everything right now. Just in this moment, generate, in Kitoto's case, right, of hysterical paralysis. When you're not able to move, there's also hysterical strength where you're able to do things that are incredible. Your body is such an incredible instrument. And I love that over the years, in whether it was in medical practice before I retired or whether it is in the work that I'm doing now, which is so just to give a level of organization that allows you to understand chakras, astrology, the tarot, and near-death experiences. I love that your chakras are balanced. And I love being able to, with our voices, send out that transmission. Your heart is balanced. Anyone listening to this and repeated listening of conversations with people that are in heart coherence can bring your chakras, bring your nervous system back into balance for itself. It's so extraordinary. Kitoto, but is there more that you want to share about chakras, or do you want to move on to astrology and tarot cards?
Well, there's just a little bit more about chakras because they attract so much into your life. So this was the really cool thing. You get out of blame first. That's the first steps to my enlightenment that I learned. Other people may learn it differently with just forgiveness, not necessarily getting out of blame. But with Natalie Ledwell Mind Movies, it was all about brainwaves. Basically, our parents heard the wrong thing at a brainwave time that it just kind of stuck and created a pattern. And literally, it was just brainwaves, doors and sardines, right? Watch noises off. You'll know what I mean when I say that. So it's Michael Caine. It's just doors and sardines, right? It's just it was really just brainwaves. They couldn't help it. We hear a certain sound or a certain sentence, and then, oh, boom, well, you don't do that, blah, 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 because that's how they were raised, and their parents had the same brainwave issue. There's certain stages that we can understand things. So my movie Matrix is sounds, subliminal sounds that get you in the right brainwave state. So you have to take blame out the window. Okay, no blame. Now that you've done that, your chakras can talk to you. Okay, guess what? The reason why you needed more creativity is because I'm a sacral chakra, and I'm going to help you take all that energy that you're putting into that relationship and help you put it into a song, or help you write a poem, or help you create a beautiful work of art, a mural. That's your sacral chakra. So it's the creativity. It is sexual energy too, but it was suggested to me in many programs that I took to hone it into something creative. And I think the reason why is because it needs a balance. So there are different schools of thought. There's the orange of the sacral, and then there's actually plum of sacral in the 5th dimensional chakras that Amanda Ellis teaches. So I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can actually just envision a rainbow chakra. But if I have the right mantras, then I'm going to get what I want. And so higher heart chakra, Natalie had you close your eyes and picture everybody you loved. And so you just meditate, and it's so easy, and it attracts what you want in your life, because the chakras have a job, and they're going like this for you. They're working for you, but they just need to be balanced. They had an ecosystem. So it's our words and what we put in our mind, what we see. I had to stay away from the news. Of course, now at this time, I do take a look at the news. I need to do that in these times. But at the time, I had the luxury of not needing to do that. And I got a peaceful, happy, joyous life. I attracted many of the people in Hay House into my life. Through their classes, I got emails from them all of a sudden, oh, try this class. And so I would do their classes, and suddenly I would see them on Facebook, and they were in my life, and they were in my energy field. And so many people with the law of attraction, enlightenment, chakras, 5th dimension, portals, it all opened up for me. And it's what my chakras needed. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened in that time.
In that time. And the important thing for you to remember, dear miracle maker, is as you're hearing this, and you might be, I've loved the 12 chakra system. I love the 7. There are as many systems as there are people that have experienced the multiple dimensions. The reason that I'm sharing this with you, right? The reason that I want you to get clear on your chakra systems and all of these, it comes from deep within you. What you're birthing, the root connected to the earth, your heart connected to everyone, and the higher chakras connected to the cosmos. And as we dive into the teaching of tarot cards, into the work of that, if right now you are experiencing a dis-ease, generations of your family will have had some sort of activity, and I love the brainwave activity and programming your body. Your voice, your sound has the most effect on your body. The next thing and it's amazing, sound produces waves of colors. Those colors correspond with your chakra and organ systems. Organ systems, colors, chakras, sound waves correspond with either healing, love, expansion, or with contraction. And so simply taking in a breath and noticing if when you think a thought, oh, should I drink this? And you breathe, you ask yourself that question. If your lungs expand, wow, that's a yes from your whole body. If your lungs contract when you ask that question, that's a no from your whole body. You are a walking, super incredible, connected organism. On each one of your cells, you have 100 cells living on you as well. And I love the work of Carl Jung. And so often we will go into working with your subconscious mind and the collective conscious to bring about the change that you want. This is the work Miracle Makers are doing, Kitoto Sunshine Love, myself, walking you into knowing what you want versus the collective wants versus what was written in your epigenetics. And one of the gifts that Carl Jung said, he said, if I had a whole nother, I think he said 35 years, I would dedicate that all to studying astrology and the cosmology, as well as the cards. He was well known for having developed the archetypes. What I love is my grandmother in a village in Pakistan taught me how to read tarot card on the 52 card deck, the normal standard playing cards. It was one of the many, many gifts. And of course, there's so many different types of tarot cards and types of deck. It originally comes out of the tree of life and is considered to have come out of the Hebrew Bible, the book that the tree of life passed down during the time of Moses and passed down in those types of teachings. Again, the Egyptians, I love going to and leading retreats and learning. The Egyptians had that in their temples as well. Different ways in which to interpret the energy, different tarot cards, right? Also in the Indian temples, the archetypes that you find in tarot that you stumble upon when you're doing the readings give you the meaning of your connection to the cosmos, your connection to your heart chakras, and all of those in balance, and connection to where you are on earth. I'd love for you to share your experience, what you love about tarot cards.
What I love about tarot cards comes from Radley Valentine. He and Doreen Virtue got together and did a class in 2016. I took it, and I learned a very fun-loving and fairy-filled and magical and sparkle and glittery way to do tarot. And so what it is that he took out everything negative in his deck. There's only positive pictures. So I'm going to show you just an example. Let's see what picture this is. And turn it over. Oh, well, Unity. He looks a little glum, actually. That's so funny. He looks a little glum, but he's thinking. So he's thinking. It's actually quite positive. Unity, Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. See? So he took out everything negative, the fool, all that. He made it really positive. And basically they taught me to take a look at the picture and see the very first thing, that everything about that card is magical in a portal now, because it's going to tell me if my eye is drawn to the color green. Or here I said that he looked glum, right? So whatever the question was, although sometimes you don't even need to ask a question, because the spirit guides know exactly what's going on. So you could be saying, when am I going to be winning that $50,000 lottery ticket? And they're like, no, it's this, and it's all about your health, right? So this card has a cross on it, has a ring. Oh no, it's a moon and a star. It has intricate outfit for Sandalphon, but he looks so unhappy. So what that says to me is someone who has everything but can't see.
Someone who has everything and can't see. It's really beautiful to allow yourself to really recognize when a card like that shows up, or any cards, whether you're doing it with the 52 deck or whether you're reading the hieroglyphs or on papyrus from the Egyptian Book of the Dead or from the Tibetan rites, wherever that information is coming from, it's coming for you and allowing you to use the information there to be present and for the next moment. I want you to recognize something that's been tested over and over again by Institute of Noetic Sciences. They sat down and they tested people's reaction to images. And then they tested people that didn't know what the next image would be. And it was a few seconds before the image would come up. And people's hearts, your heart already knows what to expect if you're tuned in. Institute of Noetic Sciences was founded by Edgar Mitchell, the incredible astronaut that went out to space, and he came back in to Earth and wanted every human, every person to know the knowing sciences, the subtle science, the science of knowing. How do you know, right? How do you know your mother is your mother? How do you know that the next few moments, there's cords, threads, and it's so beautiful. We can call those cords and threads balanced chakras. We can call that knowing within yourself connection to the earth, connection to the heart, connection to the cosmos. We can call that connection your ability to trust the cards or any sign that's been put in front of you for you to be able to see the color red and know, oh, that's meant to say, be here now for you. Or seeing a symbol in, it's so beautiful. The Harry Potter books, for example, J.K. Rowling used ancient symbols within it. And when you hear interviews from her, originally she said she downloaded the book, all of the stories, but she couldn't write them fast enough for the way that they came through. What's meant to come through you will come through in its fullest form, the way that you work best. Utilizing cards and utilizing astrology to help you know how and when, where to put your focus. Just like Kitoto said, you might be asking this question of the cards, right? And then all of a sudden the cards are letting you know, nope, focus on your health. And what's really, really beautiful is you can use a 52 deck of cards for this, or you can go and find the latest cards or the oldest cards. And I recommend you play around with them. We've got within Miracle Makers several classes that we've taught. I co-taught with Dr. Ron Holman of the Holman Group of A New Alchemy for you how to read your own cards, how to interpret that. And he made his own deck of cards. He took the paintings that mattered most to him and insights that came to him in a dream, made his own deck of cards. Why is that important for you? Miracle Maker, you've got all the power within you. Hearing this, you can sit down and start creating 52 images. Those 52 images on note cards can become the basis of which you begin to interact with others. And if a card needs to be remade, you can remake that. It's extraordinary. Or you can simply go out and purchase the ones that your heart tells you are meant for you. Kitoto, anything else you want to share?
Well, there's oracle cards too. So I love those especially. Those are my favorite because it's all about interpretation there, and there's so many. There's so many that you can have. You can have oracle cards of love, oracle cards of, unicorns, dragon oracle cards, Kuan Yin oracle cards. It can just go on and on and on, and it becomes a tool, much like a dowsing. You can ask it yes, no, and get your answer from the very first card that you pick. So this would be a no, right? This would be a no, because
it's interesting. Unity to me has a different meaning. And I haven't seen his cards, or so driving today, and the intention for this show today was really for unity in studio, unity of the message. We had two show 4s labeled for you. It's so funny. Next show will be a call-in show. This show, we have a caller here with us as well, which is so exciting. I'm so excited to take this caller in a moment. But the whole point is to be one. I get a yes with the word unity, and which is so interesting, because in my field, it answers the question, did the show go well? Is everything, which was the question that's here, did we serve our audience? Did we serve? I love Kitoto Sunshine Love. This is why I do this. I only take a few people. Once upon a time, I fed 40 people, homeless people, a week. I saw 40 people in my office a week, and I lived in 2 cities while homeschooling my kids. And it's so incredible to me that now there are miracle makers that are feeding over 400 people a week. There are every homeless person. There's a miracle maker that took that community on, the homeless, and brought complementary alternative medicine resources to them. Everything that I had put on my shoulders, there's now a system for, so that I can just focus on giving love to the ones that I want to give so much love to. Kitoto Sunshine Love, right? It's incredible to be able to organize your life. And I've got a big vision and mission of creating for the world peace gardens, miracle making gardens of wellness and education. And so slowing the busy work, right? Now there is someone who is so passionate about feeding the homeless. Marie, we eat to live. We eat to live. Such a beautiful organization, feeding homeless Santa Monica students, college students, and feeding every week. She's out there. Then we've got a whole group organized for helping the homeless. It's extraordinary. Are you ready to take the caller, and then we'll talk about the car?
Absolutely, yeah.
Welcome, caller. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you're here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there, Dr. Sarah and Kitoto. It's Dr. Audrey.
Yay.
Hi.
We're so glad that you're here. And I know that you, this topic is close to your heart too. We're talking about chakras and tarot cards and astrology, as well as near-death experiences.
Well, I know that tarot cards certainly played a very important role in me meeting you, actually, Dr. Sarah, because I was having my cards read by the local psychic here in Marina del Rey, and she told me that someone was going to come into my life that would be my mentor. And it was shortly after that I met you, and we went to Mount Shasta together, and it's been quite an experience. So thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and taught me. The synergy and the synchronicity, I believe, are definitely present, can't deny it. And so every time there's a coincidence, it tells me I'm in the right place at the right time. So I'm very glad that you returned my call that one day. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. We love having you here. It's Dr. Audrey Levy. She has, oh my gosh, so many incredible books. Her book on angel oleo is ranking #1 in its category in Amazon. And she gives to her online giving is so beautiful. I just saw that you're giving your book away, the audio version away for free.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. All of the books, there's 4 of them. Noel's Ark, Dr. Lawyer, Indian Chief, Safe Harbor, and Adventure, Love, and Pirates. And all of them, I have free promo codes for the Audibles. So anybody who wants one, just send an email to audrey@audreylevy.com, and I will be glad to give you promo codes for any one or all of those books, because I'm wanting them to get out there. I'm just giving them away. I'm not looking to make money on books. That's virtually impossible anyway, unless you're, John Grisham. So I just want the message to get out there. I'm actually, I prepared a little something. I'm applying to do a TED Talk in Melbourne, Australia. And they want me to do a 1-minute video of what the adventures of the angel oleo would mean to people. And I think that the accomplishment of the learning objectives leads to a positive transformation from a grieving human to a joyful human with a sense of fulfillment. Because instead of forcing oneself to have closure for someone that's passed, this opens an entirely different relationship. And I found for me that angels are much nicer and wiser entities than humans. And that results in a substantial conversation where there might have been friction before. And the beauty of the adventures of the angel oleo is that you don't have to believe in angels to gain therapeutic value from conversing with them. The exercise itself will benefit you a great deal. And you'll surprise yourself when you read back what these alleged angels have said. I mean, it's just like the tarot cards. When you sit down, you'll be really surprised at what they say sometimes. You're not going to be able to predict it. And so I'm just wanting people to enjoy them and hopefully help some people. And my online presence is increasing day by day. So I'm very excited that I'm able to reach more people.
So excited that you're able. Yay. Go ahead.
No, just thank you for allowing me these couple of minutes to talk and share.
You're so welcome.
So
and
sweet.
the gift that you give also gives to the National Association of the Mentally Ill, NAMI. When one of your online books is downloaded, it's 99 cents. That money goes to NAMI, which is so beautiful. And Kitoto, anything you want to add, love?
I just think you're such a beautiful soul. Your books and just your whole attitude about letting people know about angels and recommending that they have a relationship with them. It's such a service, because when people actually start to get to know angels, they're really, really going to see a change, a big, big change. So you're doing your part, which is huge anyway. And congratulations, good luck on your TED Talk. But when you really open that up for people, it's that wildfire, it spreads.
And I just pulled a card for you, my love, and it's it's a miracles, expect miracles card. And it is a beautiful, it's very interesting Eastern European descent on this image. It's just so lovely to celebrate and to really bring forward the miracles. You truly are causing miracles in the world. Your books, this mission, and that to tie in your own personal journey and your own personal story in that 1 minute, how the how your entire life transformed from interaction with this energy of Angel Olio as well. You were the first one to do the work, right? You did the work and then you wrote the book.
Well, yeah. Well, they came to me in dreams, so I didn't really have much choice.
Yes.
She came to me in my dreams. So, well, she came to me in my dreams, and then she told me to write the book, so I wrote it.
So beautiful.
And now 3 more have come.
Oh,
and also, before I forget, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You give that power to dream with the angels in this book. People that have read the book, miracle makers, others that have been with us on this journey have taken the book and experienced things they never thought they'd experience. So, Dr. Audrey, thank you so much for creating that. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I was just going to say that from Wednesday, April 7th to Sunday, April 12th, I'm giving away the Dr. Indian Chief on Amazon. It's going to be free. So you can just download it, the 99-cent version, and it'll be a free download between the 7th and the 12th, because I'm trying to help it become a bestseller like its sister, Noel's Ark. So if you have the opportunity to download between April 7th and April 12th, Dr. Lawyer Indian Chief from Amazon, I would very much appreciate it.
We would love you to send that to us, and we'll send that out through the newsletter. Dr. Audrey will send it out. Yeah. And I'm so excited about Kitoto's book too, which I look forward to you guys having conversations. Mm-hmm. Kitoto's writing a children's book as well. And you're such a gift, Dr. Audrey. And I love the community thank you for being part of the community and calling in today.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. You guys enjoy yourselves. Thank you for listening.
You're so welcome. We love it's so fantastic. Kitoto, let's talk a little bit about your book that's coming out.
My book is called The Adventures of Papa and Sunshine, and it's a story about me and my dad. And it's the purpose of it is to show that you can have your child one day a week and have a huge, long-lasting, forever impact on them, that your time is enough. I am enough is something that Marissa Peer often speaks of. She is a hypnotherapist who is an amazing guru and teaches people how to really love and accept themselves. And you are enough, parents. You are enough, grandparents, foster parents. Your impact, however small you think it is beyond. It's a mustard seed. So you know what a mustard seed is going to get you, right? One of those huge, huge trees. And so you think that maybe you didn't have enough time or you wanted more. But in my story, it's so much time. It's perfect. There's so much you can do in one afternoon with a child. You can fulfill their whole lives with them. It's just a really beautiful little gift that I got to be able to have my father with me on the weekends. And from eating lobster to going out for ice cream afterwards and meeting all sorts of artists and then going to a beach that singing beach in Manchester by the Sea. It was such a gift. And so I'm not going to tell you about the story itself. You'll have to buy the book and just like a little child. But you do get a chance to write a little bit on your own. After the story, we're including 10 pages so you can write the sequel. So,
It's an exciting book, and you're such a great storyteller. I can't wait for that to come out. And one of my favorite authors is Deepak Chopra, and Deepak Chopra says, we're bringing this back to You're here to write a book, maybe. You're here to express and give to organizations that already exist. You're here to build for yourself. You're here to enjoy life. You're here to embody you are enough. You're here to recognize your parents were enough. And if you're a parent, as much as you can give in the current moment. This quote by Deepak Chopra, there's no extra pieces in the universe. Everyone is here because he or she has a place in it to fill. And every piece itself must fit itself into a big jigsaw puzzle. The point that he's trying to make is every moment in your life, right? There's no extra pieces. Every story, everything that you share, everything that's to come through you, it must come through you. Everything that you've experienced, and what Kitoto's book and astrology, what they really, really have in common is when you shift your perspective to see the current moment. If you see the earth from the moon, oh my gosh, you get the significance of each one of us from that position, because it took so many people to send someone to the moon. When you get your book published, you understand the importance, how every person fits into your story collectively. When you see your parents and you get, oh my gosh, they had so many challenges. They wanted to be able to be the best version of themselves. They didn't have all the tools that you have. Now that you've got the tools, going back and looking at them or writing about them, giving them that knowing everything's okay. What comes up for you with that?
Everything's okay, giving the knowing. If you know your sign and you know why you do what you do, I'm like, oh, the aha moment. That's why I'm so particular about XYZ, right? Because there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing at all. It's just that I need to have things a certain way to feel safe and comfortable. And there we go. That explains it. And then you get into your rising sign and your moon. And other people go into, fifth houses and all that stuff. I don't. My chart was done when I was a baby, so I knew that my sun sign, my rising sign, and my moon sign. And when people would ask me what's your horoscope, they'd be in the newspaper, and I'd say all three, and they'd be like, how does she have three? So with astrology, it was really freeing for me, because I learned that I was capable of so much. I learned that I was capable of being like an Italian sports car, because I had a Scorpio rising. And so, yeah, I mean, to learn what you're capable of, and when you're in a place that doesn't look like an Italian sports car, it looks like a VFW from 1969 with rust on it, and it's beat up because it's driven in a lot of snowstorms. And then this woman tells you, you're actually an Italian race car, ma'am. Really? I got the lottery on that? I lucked out that good? Are you serious? I shouldn't be driving this beat up old van? No. Come on over. We got something for you. Your birthright. And that's what Ascension is about. And I hope you saw our Ascension show, because it's your birthright to be happy and abundant. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. Did you mention that?
It is in our vocals and so many stories. I know we're going to have our next show coming up soon. We're coming to the end of our time with you. The thing that I want to leave you about, we promised a little bit on near-death experiences. When what Kitoto just mentioned there was, she went to an astrologer that wrote up her chart. And her chart stated, You've got these possibilities. When she understood her possibilities, she was then able to step into the higher version of herself. What near-death experiences, 1 in 10 around the world, and the numbers are rising. People have had near-death experiences, whether it's been a death, illness, or whether it's been a natural, spontaneous experience within them. The Egyptians would induce this with their pharaohs and with their teachers so that you had higher aspects of your brain and intelligence available for you. I want to say that another way. It's so beautiful that you're able to see and connect with angels with or without a near-death experience. The beauty of connecting with the elementals, with the things around us, is you can directly know your higher path, your higher heart, your higher purpose. It's such a gift to give yourself. And as images are coming up on the screen, if you're watching this, so beautiful to understand there are so many people that share the stories of ascension, that share the beauty of what it is to be ascended or to be light, and not to take anything too seriously, and to step boldly in the direction that you would go. When Kitoto found out she was a sports car, she started moving boldly in the direction of her dreams. Your cosmology, your astrology can tell you that. In the temples and in the churches that traveled throughout Italy, down on the floor were all the astrological signs. It was so incredible. Those astrological signs would receive the markings of the sun on the ground right there in these temples and churches, whether it was in Egypt or India or, England or Italy. The receiving of those signs allowed the holiest of holies, to communicate higher levels of communication, to empower their patrons to go out and live and give and serve from the overflow. And so this week, Miracle Makers, we encourage you to sign up for the Miracle Makers newsletter. It's found on drsarahlarsen.com. Sign up for the newsletter. We're sending out all of these incredible tools of ascension. If you've had a near-death experience, you'll get a note in there this week about helping you be able to interpret that, how to connect with Kitoto Sunshine Love, with myself, how to create that next level of accepting enlightenment, accepting ascension. And then, of course, next week, our show will be more of this and you calling in. Thank you so much. Kitoto, anything you want to add before we close?
I just want to say thank you for joining us. It's been a really beautiful conversation. It's been an honor to be able to share this with you. And just go in there and get to know your chakras. That's what I say. Get to know your chakras, because they have a beautiful life for you. And it's colorful and it's magical. So be that miracle.
Be that miracle. Oh my gosh, we want to thank, as we're closing out, we want to thank our beautiful sound engineer in studio, Christian Miramount. Miramontes, so beautiful. UBN Studios. Thank you so much, Tony Sweet. Thank you, Kitoto Sunshine Love. What an incredible show. And we love co-producing this for you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks.
Dr. Audrey Levy. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.